Newcastle United must win on Saturday. It's Newcastle United versus Fulham, and this is a must-win game for the Toon. Today's preview, we'll look at Fulham, look at Newcastle, and I'm going to explain why we've got to get 3 points in this game. Absolutely massive it is. Fulham on unbelievable form, Newcastle on shocking form. It might only go one way, but in today's video, I'm going to stay where Newcastle United have got to win, but Fulham are a good team. We'll look at Fulham into this game. Massive one at St James's Park on Saturday. So then, Newcastle's opponents on Saturday is Fulham, and they had a bit of a rocky start of the season until they picked up back-to-back 5-0 wins, which in the Premier League is so tough to do. It's virtually impossible to win back-to-back 5-0 games. And against Forest and West Ham, it's not like it's against Burnley and Luton. No disrespect to them two teams, but and even then, in the last game, they only just got beat Liverpool 4-3. Before that, they beat Wolves 3-2. They're in very good form, very good form in the Premier League, sitting 10th in the league, and it's not going to be an easy run. Their team is it's so tight, and it's what is producing at the minute. You look at their start 11 and you think they could do some damage. They've got a very good side. Bottom to top, Leno in goal. He's about to sign a new contract with Fulham, and it was a bit of a funny move. Obviously, he left from Arsenal and he's flourished at Fulham and be there starting. Goalkeeper Castagnier, haven't really heard much from him at Fulham. Obviously signed from Leicester after they got relegated. Still a very good player. Hasn't really done much in the league, but you can't be doing too bad if he's starting every game. Tosin and Basie in centre half. Two very strong centre halves. Robertson, a left back, 3 assists this season, doing very well. Tom Kearney starting to get in the mix in the goals and the assists at the minute. Palhinha, another very good player. Obviously was going to go to Bayern Munich, but he's still at Fulham. And it's their forward line where could be a bit of a struggle for Newcastle if the defence stays the same, because we are in a bit of a rocky bit in defence at the minute. Alex Iwobi on the right hand side, loving life at Fulham at the minute. Scored 2 against Forest, doing very well. Andres Pereira is a very underrated player in my opinion. He finds them pockets so well in the midfield, and having him at Fulham having him in that cam role where he's got all that space around him, and he can dictate the game by a bit of movement, is why he's so good. Willian, yes, he is getting on. He is 35 years old, but won 4 goals in the league this season. And I've always rated Willian. He obviously probably lost a bit of pace, but still a very good player. And fans questioned if Fulham really replaced Alexander Mitrovic after going to Saudi Arabia, but Raul Jimenez at the minute scoring goals for fun. He scored 2 against Forest. He scored against West Ham. He's looking very good, and so do Fulham as a whole. They've had no game during the week. They were, like I said, back-to-back 5-0 wins. Andre Silva would want to get a little bit of revenge on us. We done the double home and away against them last season. Fulham were in a very good position. A very good position going into this game. They've literally not played since last week, and they will do anything to beat Newcastle, and it's not going to be an easy one. If they're still in the game within 60 minutes, we all know how good Newcastle are at home in the league. Obviously, I'll explain that in a minute. But if they can hold in that game for so long, and then start seeing the tide of Newcastle come in and get at us within the last 20-25 minutes and start giving us a go, that's where I think Fulham will advantage. If they can get an early goal, happy days. But I think this is not really a game to be focused on by Fulham. It's more Newcastle with the form we're on. But like I've said before, Fulham have got a very good starting 11. They've won back-to-back 5-0 wins, so I can't see their starting 11 changing. So the team that I mentioned before and how good they are doing at the minute, it's a team that I think will play in the Premier League, as I mentioned, 10th in the league, 6 wins, 7 losses, 26 goals scored, 26 conceded, 21 points, and they're only 5 points behind Newcastle. If they beat us, they are 2 points away from Newcastle, and That's scary considering Fulham towards the start of the season was sitting 15th and people were going, oh, would it? Are they going to have a bit of a struggle this year? But evidently not. They've done very well, and Newcastle should be scared on Saturday. Right then, lads, Newcastle. I'm recording this on Thursday night. This video will be going out Friday, the day before the game. Rather than doing a predicted team, I'm just going to do one big preview and explain everything in one video. I'm still a bit devastated about the Champions League. Obviously, it's going to be a big hit of them players. They wanted to do that so much for the fans and whatnot. And it's a shame. It's a real shame. And look, we've got to just think it's done now. We can't do anything about it. We've got to just try and put our focus on the league and become a Champions League club again, because it's not impossible. We've had a tough run of games. We've got the easiest run of games we've had all season coming up, minus the cup. But Fulham, Forest and Luton, ideally Newcastle need 9 points. It makes, if we can pick up 9 points in them games out of 3, it makes the other 2 results in Everton and Spurs not look as good. Obviously, we mentioned the AC Milan game. Obviously, I've done my vlog. I was there. Still, obviously, a lot of shame in myself. Obviously, it's still a bit gutting. Obviously, it's like the second real heartbreak I've had following the 2-0 third if you class when we got relegated. When we got relegated, Wembley, and then getting out of the Champions League like that. But look, it could be a blessing in disguise. I think the players now have got to react to that result. They kind of sit here and dwell on it, because they know fine well if they really don't perform against Fulham, it will be, honestly, it'll not be nice to St James's. It'll not be. If we get 4 losses on the spin and people can go, yes, we've got the new owners and you've got to remember where you came from. I think we're starting to fade out that era a little bit now. Yes, it's over 2 years now, and 2 years is not a long time at all. But we've been in the Champions League. We've finished top 4. We're sitting 7th in the league. It's not like we got Champions League lucky and we've scraped it. We're still going for it this season. We've only lost 3 times at home in the Premier League in 2023. Both times against Fulham and Arsenal, who are 1st and 2nd in the league now. Every other team we've beaten or drawn to at St James's in 2023. The only advantage going in this game as well is it is at home. Obviously, away from home, we've won only 2 games this season, Manchester United and Sheffield United. It's a good little run we've got. As I mentioned, we've got 3 games left of the year in the league. Fulham, Forest, Luton. Well, Luton, Forest. We've got an away game against Luton, which will be tough, but we've got to be picking up them 6 points against Fulham and Forest, because it's massive. It's absolutely massive to go into Christmas with a bit more confidence, a bit more of a boost. If we can go into that Boxing Day game and pick up 3 points after picking up 3 points against Luton and Fulham, it could be season defining. Obviously, if we cripple down the table, will players really want to join us in January? But hey ho, it's a long run, it's a story. But let's speak a little bit about the team going, because obviously I normally do a predicted team. I'm not going to do a predicted team. I'm just going to say roughly what I think what's going to happen. But injuries wise, obviously we don't know what Anthony Gordon, when I'm recording this, and Kieran Trippier, we will find. Well, it will be told on this when this video goes live on Friday afternoon, when it officially goes live on the channel. We don't know about them too. Kieran Trippier picked up an injury which is unspecified, and Anthony Gordon, I think, was a tight hamstring. But I think Eddie Howe should really know this should be okay. This should be okay, but who knows? Potentially Sven Botman and Harvey Barnes returning. They haven't released any club photos as of recording this, so I don't know anyone who's been in training on Thursday if Harvey Barnes or Botman are in. The bench are a little bit better from the Champions League game. Obviously, we had Dan Burn back, which is good news, even though he was at fault for the second goal for AC Milan. But as I mentioned before about Kieran Trippier, he's actually suspended for the game, which I've just thought about it there. So think about Dan Burn. Who will he play left back? Because it's most likely that Tino will go back to right back. Does he play Lewis Hall or Dan Burn? For me, it's got to be Lewis Hall. I think it's, for a game like Fulham at home, where Newcastle should be winning, we need to show the value of why we should be paying 35 million for him. I think he should be in that start 11 over Dan Burnham, who was at fault for the goal and was obviously who just came back from injury. So for me, Lewis Hall goes in there. If Botman's back, I wouldn't play him. To be fair, I probably wouldn't keep Botman until probably Forest, because I do not want him injured. But I can't see him dropping Lascelles or Shaw, but I think Paul Dummett should be scratching his head, because every game he's played so far this season, he's been brilliant and he's not had a shout whatsoever. In the midfield, does Longstaff come in for Lewis Miley? I thought Lewis Miley was our best player against AC Milan with Joe Linton. And maybe the midfield might stay the same, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lewis Miley gets dropped just because of fitness. And obviously attacking wise, it's shit, but I think Almond will start again. He's not being great at the minute. Up front, for me, I'd probably bench Gordon, keep him fit, and go Isaac on the left, then Wilson up top, who had a poor game against AC Milan, but he's got to bounce back. Big one on Saturday, 3 PM kick-off at St James's Park. That's the end of the preview, boys. A big, massive one speaking about this game and why Newcastle United have got to win this game. It is so important for the rest of our season going into these fixtures for Christmas. See you next one, boys. Have a good one, and I'll see you all for the vlog tomorrow at St James's Park. It's at St James's Park. The vlog will be out around 6-7 o'clock, so if you can turn notifications on, it will be out as soon as it is uploaded. See you next one, boys. Have a good one, and how are the lads?